Hey everybody, this is Alex from Marketer's Delight, and I have a video presentation for you, a short one about what is new in Marketer's Delight 5.2.1. So this is the first release we have since the start of 2021, and it's just a total coincidence those numbers kind of sound alike. I definitely think the alignment is there because this is a pretty fun release, and admittedly, I've been holding off on it because I wanted to really kick off the year with a bang, and we have a lot of great plans to make 2021 even better than last year. And last year is certainly a tough act to follow up with how much achievement and success we've all had in the MD community, from the software, from getting results in our businesses to new networking opportunities and new relationships formed. It was a really fun year last year, and I have really big plans to take that all to the next level. So I wanted MD 5.2.1 right here to be a good starter for all that. So we're going to go over the top stuff you can expect after you update your site in your WordPress dashboard. I have a blog post that we're looking at right here on the MD blog if you wanted to get just more in depth, screenshots, bullet lists, and just more of my own thoughts of what into the update. This is a more visual guide since a lot of you guys have been asking me for videos. So the top things we're going to look at here in this video is one, we have a slightly redesigned and reorganized MD admin panel. So we made some of the settings that you use a lot and some of the lesser used settings just make more sense to fit all together in the admin panel. We have some really cool new features like the new documentation drop-in, the admin bar drop-in, and then also a new widget called the Accordion category widget. And that's all really cool stuff. So there's a little bit of everything, a little bit of something in here for everyone. So we're going to go right in now. I've already updated the MD site to MD 5.2.1, and any of you who have used Marketers before will see that it is much more simplified. You have your just very simple boxes over here, and your license key is also now hidden once it's activated. We rearranged the admin menus up here, and we decided to take the share button out of the main navigation and put it into the sub panel here in the main settings. The reason for this is we've added the new drop-ins tab here, and we wanted to really just put what you're always going to come back to and may need to use more frequently here at the top, and then keep stuff like share, even like the admin bar, which I'll show you soon, just sort of to the side, because those are things that you might go into once, not touch it for a few months, and tweak it again. So we wanted to move it out of your face a little bit. We have here a new little link to bring you to the MD forums just to see what's new going on there, what the people in the community have been working on, what problems we're working through, and any suggestions and all that. So I really want you guys to get involved over there at the forums, because your voice really does get heard and helps contribute greatly to the MD development. So we have new links there without getting too much in your face. So the biggest thing about MD 5.2.1 is this new drop-ins page. So I'm going to explain that over here. And when you load the page, you'll see that we have a listing of all the drop-ins available from the Marketer's Delight drop-ins library page. And that link will take you right over to the website just for another on-site view. But now we have access to these drop-ins from the admin page. And before I get ahead of myself, it's not like it's an install and update kind of thing yet. This is just phase one of implementing this drop-ins manager to get you acquainted with what is possible and how you can extend MD. And you do even have little markers to help you show how many extra drop-ins you have on your site. So right now we're maintaining this list statically, but over the next few updates, we're going to be getting really cool like installation, upgrading, and even other kinds of importing and exporting kinds of data into Marketer's Delight. So it's going to allow you to install these drop-ins without having to do the manual child theme process. And also we're going to be expanding that capability to importing things like page templates and importing, exporting different site design data across different sites. So this is really step one to that, and you should by no means wait until that happens to use these drop-ins, because we have some really great stuff here in the library. One thing we also moved to the drop-ins panel is the features manager. This used to be available on the main settings page, but we wanted to bring it all together to really make this page just give you that feel of you're coming here to enable and disable features of your site. So look for this page to get expanded pretty extensively over the next few months. And before we get into the drop-ins that are new in MD 5.2.1, like the admin bar here, the Accordion widget, and then the documentation, there's one other notable admin redesign that I want to make you aware of. So in MD, there is this pretty popular yet weirdly lesser known feature called custom sidebars, and that pretty much just allows you to make different sidebars all across different pages and post types. So that option has always been in appearance widgets, and then you would click a little button that says edit sidebars. But as the WordPress widgets interface gets a little crazier and they're doing all kinds of new stuff with Gutenberg, I decided let's bring it all home into the MD admin panel. So if you're looking for that custom sidebar functionality from here, you'll want to go to site design, and then you'll see amongst these other links you have a new sidebars tab. And I think this interface is a lot better than what we had before. You can create your custom sidebar, your custom widget areas over here, and name it whatever you want. And once you have all your sidebars created, you'll be able to come over here to the assigned sidebars post types, and you can add these sidebars to different parts of different post types. So for example, I've set up my stream to have on the main stream page this stream sidebar, and then on single individual stream pages I have a different sidebar area called the stream single. And now if I go into appearance widgets, I'll see that I have these widget areas, stream and stream single, still working as it used to. So that is the last really notable admin design change that you should know about, and hopefully if you haven't found this feature before, it's a lot more obvious for you now. So with that being done, let's hop over to the drop-ins library and check out what's new. So we're first going to look at the new documentation drop-in. So that's been a pretty popular request over at the MD forums, and I'm really happy to finally make this one available because it's been of great use to me for the MD website and some of my other software companies, and I think a lot of you guys are going to put some really good use to it as well. So what we're looking at here is literally out of the box once you install the documentation drop-in. All the design stuff, the colors, the fonts, the spacing, that is all going to align to the design settings you've set on your own MD installation. Right here, we're at the main docs page, and this is just a template that lists all of our different documentation articles by category. So these are categories I've actually set up in the WordPress admin and all the posts that I've assigned them to. So now we can click in to any category and we're going to see this different page template. So over here, while we're looking at it, we also have the new Accordion widget. So while the documentation drop-in is a premium separate drop-in, this Accordion widget is actually built into MD521. So even if you don't need this drop-in, the documentation drop-in, you can still use the Accordion widget for your own blog, which I think is pretty cool. So as we scroll around, we can see that we can easily toggle around the categories. And even if I went over to, so right now I'm in the site design, if I clicked a post under opt-in tools, it's going to bring me over there. And the Accordion widget is actually smart enough to follow you along different categories that you go on. So you'll notice that now that I'm on a post within the opt-in tools category, it moved me out of the site design category. So this is going to just show me more related links without me having to jump through categories. Of course, I can just click through and I can browse all of them if I wanted to. And now you'll see we're back on the site design category page, and site design is back at the top. So this is a new loop listing that you can also configure from the MD site design content options for use on your blog as well. The new docs loop if you're really looking for it. And based on your different posts, you have your headline, configurable byline, and a couple of these posts actually already have images. So this is just what the different layout will look like. Pretty versatile for all of your content. And we already looked what happens when we go into any individual doc. It looks very familiar, just like the rest of your blog posts around your site. So the documentation drop-in, like I said, it's premium drop-in, and for now it's going to be installable through your child theme with future use coming to the WordPress admin. So that's going to be pretty cool. And just to give you a bit of an insight in how we set all this stuff up, we're going to jump back into the MD admin panel. And once you have the docs drop-in installed, you'll see the new post type has been created and it works just as your posts do. So I already have a decent amount of stuff in here, and it's a very familiar interface if you used WordPress for even 5 minutes. You have your categories here as well as all your posts, and then you even have a little settings page which you can change your page slug. So marketerslight.com/docs, maybe I wanted to say /guides, something like that. That's where you change that slug. You have your important H1 title, a little description text, and then some layout options as well, and a reminder of how you can use the edit sidebars functionality to add your own custom sidebars to the docs library. So on the subject of sidebars, let's look at how we created that, the accordion widget. So I've already created these custom sidebars from that sidebar panel, and I have my sidebars named documentation. So in here, I just have a couple of widgets, and you'll notice I have the MD Accordion Nav. So just a little tip, if you didn't know, any widget that Marketer's Delight adds into your site is going to use the MD arrow prefix like here. So all of your available widgets are going to be grouped into one. So the settings for the Accordion Nav are really, really simple. You can set your own title, and then you can choose which post type to use the categories from. So out of the box, we have support for blog posts categories, stream categories, and documentation categories. This can be easily added to any post type with a simple filter that you'll want to check the md.com actual documentation library to get that filter. And you can also adjust how many posts show per category in the accordion listing from here as well. So real simple, you don't have to do anything else but just drag and drop that widget in there. So that's really just a quick look at the docs drop-in, which goes really well with the accordion widget. Now, the last thing I want to show you is just more of a passion project of mine that I decided to include in an MD because I think those of you that see the value in what I'm about to show you will really, really get it and like it. So if you've had a keen eye as I've been going through the md.com website, you'll notice that this is not the default WordPress admin bar. In fact, this is what I'm calling very, very simply the MD admin bar. And the reason I made this is because as useful as the WordPress admin bar is, it adds your edit links, your new posts, and then even a quick link back to your admin page with a little logout button. It adds these useful buttons, but at the cost of just an insane amount of scripts. It uses jQuery, it uses God knows what else. It adds tons of CSS for just this little bar at the top. And worst of all, plugins integrate themselves into it all the time, and they add pretty much an unlimited amount of crap just so this little bar can jump us back and forth between the admin panel. I personally got sick of being penalized for logging into my site and having to deal with this clunky thing, so I spent a night just recreating the admin bar I guess you could say I've always wanted. I hate that I had to put so much thought into this, but I really like the outcome, and I think you will too. So the MD admin bar is pretty easily enabled from that drop-ins page I showed you. And the cool thing is, outside of those standard admin, edit, and new links you get, you can also add your own links as well. So all of these links I've created and I've copied from different admin panels. So like I have like the MD opt-ins panel. If I wanted to add a new link here, you can see I just copied and paste that URL. I can even dress it up with an icon, and that's all going to come up here. You can drag and drop reorder just to get, you know, the order that you want. I even put a quick link to the menus and the widgets in there as well. And yeah, you can pretty much go ahead and recreate your admin bar. All you got to do is copy and paste those links in here, and now you can just breathe easily knowing that whenever you log in with the MD admin bar, you're not going to have such a huge performance hit. In fact, you're not going to have any performance hit at all with how basic this is. So like I said, this is there for those who see the value in it. Not everybody will be able to make that change over, but check it out. I think it's going to be really useful for those of you who see it, and it's just one of those things you can quickly toggle from the MD drop-ins panel. So I hope you like that little touch in there. And with that, that's really all I wanted to talk about in this video. So I appreciate you sitting through this, and I hope you learned something. MD521 is waiting for you in your WordPress dashboard, and if you have any questions, trouble updating, or you want to know what MD is about, come join us over at the MD forums right here on the marketerslight.com website. You can post your feedback, ask your questions, vote on features you want, and if you need help, we're there. So that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys soon.